That's true.
The last half hour of this stream is like
It's where we get
it's like the
most of our work
most
done.
productive programming time that I ever have had in my life.
Gotta go fast.
Okay, yes. Oh yes, I was gonna
This
say,
guy
is there?
who's sorry. I guess there's a bunch of these because like you really have to pick your. You got to pick your Sonic. You got this guy, and you got this guy.
It feels like it's been a while since we were on stream, and we were on stream like 48 hours ago.
Yeah, it wasn't that long
It
ago.
wasn't that long, no.
I don't know. A lot has happened in the last 4 years. It's like what we've had like a climate crisis this week instead of our political
Yes.
or health crises. So,
Shout out to Texas. Shout out to
oh
the people of
man,
Texas today.
I feel so bad for every single person in Texas except for Ted Cruz, who can definitely get fucked.
Yeah, I'm gonna narrow the focus a little bit, from everybody to everybody minus several members of the ruling faction of
Yeah,
Texas.
okay, that's fair.
But yeah, the vast
Yeah, also
majority of,
their
yeah.
fuck their energy system that like charges market-based prices for electricity. You saw those people with like a $200,000
I
power
saw
bill.
that. Yeah,
Ugh,
gas bill for 200 grand. Money well spent.
fuck. Well, and their power was out. They didn't have power. They got that bill.
Yeah, it's a mess,
Mhm.
and I don't know. Like anytime anything technical goes wrong, I tend to have a lot of empathy. Right? Like when Slack
Yeah,
goes down and I hop into Hacker News and like the comment section is just like, well, it's so easy to not go down.
yeah,
Like,
but
do
in
these
this
people work
case,
real jobs? Like, do they use computers? Like, why would you ever have that take?
yeah, but this time I do have that take. So I'm just like, it is real easy to not run out of power if you don't fucking cut yourself off from the national power grid.
So yeah, I think where I was going though is I did kind of read some exposés a little bit where it was like actually they post-mortem this exact problem 10 years ago when they had like a smaller and they didn't
Oh,
do anything.
oh man, that sucks.
Um,
Oof.
so there's a lot that's wrong. I think it's fair to blame systemic issues, uh, in all different kinds of public policy and whatever technical management.
Absolutely. I was talking with my spouse about something at their day job today,
Yeah,
uh, and it was like, oh yeah, we can't get in touch with the systems team. They're based in Texas. Like
Jesus.
they needed to pull some numbers off a server, and it's like could not reach the team because there's no power or internet or livable conditions.
Yeah, I've got family and friends in Texas. Luckily, it sounds like most of them are okay. Um, and but I don't know. Like, I had a friend in Dallas or in Austin rather who like had snow in their bathtub because that was their drinking water for the past few days.
Gosh. Well, yeah, they turned off the water because they weren't sure people would do the boil water order.
And boil water with what, right? Like, what are they?
Well, gas, I thought.
Oh,
Is there
okay.
still gas? Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what the
Huh.
deal is. Yeah.
And New Orleans is also under a boil water order because the power also went out.
Right. I think you mentioned that last time. So the
Oh
idea is
yeah.
that the idea is that you just basically like turn your water boiler on constantly, or you
No,
just
like
leave the faucet on all the time.
um, even still, I think the water pressure in the system has gotten low enough that outside air has entered the water pipes such that it's no longer like necessarily safe to drink. Uh, so you
Yeah.
have to boil every bit of water that you drink.
Oh,
Like,
I see what you mean. So it's not about preserving the pipes. It's just that you have to boil the water. It's non-potable.
it's that
Yeah.
the water is no longer potable until you boil it. Yeah, you got to go like full camping on it, which sucks.
It does suck. And gosh, I don't know. And I don't think anybody needs to be reminded that this is in the middle of like ridiculous pandemic as well.
Yeah, I really can't. I feel like fire season, the addition of fire season to California was a real sort of global warming makeup for me, but this is also uh this is pretty bad. I did not expect this, even though I sort of knew it was coming, but like yeah, I saw icicles on the marsh in Louisiana and I was like, that's not supposed to be there.
There was a talking point where I think, um, the leadership of Texas was blaming the Green New Deal, which isn't actually a thing. Like, there's no such thing right now.
Right. Right. They were like, all this green energy failed us. And I was like, I don't think you know what you're talking about. Yeah, they blamed like frozen wind turbines, which they don't have any that froze.
Has American government always been this ineffectual? Like, because it feels like they're just taking like the Trump playbook out. It's like, we don't know what to do. We're not going to do anything, right?
I think we're uniquely more ineffectual than we used to be. Like,
certainly George W. Bush. I
was the
think.
start of it.
Well, I'm sure Reagan was this way too. Like, but like, I mean, George W. Bush had two really, I mean, a litany of like war crimes, right? But like, Katrina, of course, I don't think he knew at all what to do with Katrina. And then I think the recession too. He just sat there and he's like, Hank Paulson, I deputize you to deal with this problem, and he just kind of pieced out.
Yeah, I don't feel like anyone actually does much governing these days. Yeah. Well, and like half of the politicians are doing their best to make it hard to govern, and then the other half kind of doesn't give a shit. Yeah, it's not a good system.
All right, second shout out to a more positive note. Shout out to the JPL people who landed a robot on Mars.
Yo, how cool is that?
Amazing.
Yeah. How long was it in space? How far in advance you have to aim at Mars to hit Mars?
I don't know. I think it was like last August they launched it. Is that right?
Last August. What is it? The
Perseverance rover. Yeah. Nice. Thank you, Google.
All right. Oh wow, it's still going.
Yeah.
Good for Google.
Yes. Thank you for adding that extra megabyte to Dom's download.
Okay, so yeah, it launched last July.
Oh, I was off by a day or two. That's not bad.
No.
Yeah.
And sorry, the Mars helicopter?
Yeah. They basically stuck what we would popularly call a drone onto the rover, which is really cool. And I'm glad that they have this like old school engineering term. It's like, look, it's just a helicopter. Not everything is a drone, god damn it.
Interesting. Okay. I didn't know there was enough air for this to be possible. That's cool.
I do feel like the name of this particular helicopter is a little bit on the nose. Like, you didn't have to like
Oh, sorry, wait.
They should call the helicopter Modesty, not Ingenuity.
You're gonna have to take that up with the high school students of Alabama.
Oh, I have no problem. I would easily crush a high school junior in a debate. Because that's what it's all about, Dom. Winning. It's all about winning. Spirit.
Yeah. I mean, Perseverance, frankly, is also quite the name. So.
Yeah. Yeah. These are very
pretty cool.
Folksy American values on display. Like, I felt like Curiosity was a nice kind of turn. What were the other rovers? Curiosity. There's also a rover in '97. I forget what it was called.
That's right. Opportunity.
Okay, there's Opportunity, right?
Wait, its mission was 5 days long? Oh, it died. Oops.
Oh.
Curiosity. What else we got?
I mean, the one in '97 was obviously like before the NASA had Webb.
Yeah.
Oh, was it
Pathfinder? Sojourner? Sojourner. I remember this little thing.
Yeah. I feel like those two were like alive for like 10 years longer than their initial like mission time, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like.
Oh, only active for 83 days. Shit.
There was something though, where it's like we put a rover out there and it lasted a really long time.
Yeah, maybe it was the rover that came after these guys.
You know how Wikipedia sometimes. Oh, here you go. I was like, where's the sequel? Spirit.
Was it Spirit?
2004 to 2010. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it was planned for a 90-day mission.
Nice. Okay, yeah. Good work. I feel like shooting a robot at another rock and having it live for 6 years with no air is like pretty chill.
They do amazing stuff to kind of resurrect these things too. They're like, I'm gonna send a unique 4-byte sequence into the the graphical display port over this 10-bit per second like
Wow.
modem that we've got, and it's going to somehow cause the rest of the device to go into a reset loop, which will swing the boom arm over and cause the battery to charge. Like they have all this like weird
Wow.
mystical ability to kind of like, yeah, it's incredible.
Well, I feel like I recall just from like spatial code and people talking about is that like this is like the most well tested code in the world, where
Yeah.
like every function is run in every possible situation. And they also have like an identical rover on the ground or something that they can test it on.
Oh yeah,
Pretty
that's
cool.
really cool. I was just reading through some of the programming guidelines for NASA. I don't think it was like the master kind of like guideline book, but it was like, here are the 10 things you need to pay attention to, and there was some interesting stuff. Some of it was surprisingly like C specific, like don't use the preprocessor, and
Really?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. But they were like, your
that's pretty
function
cool.
shouldn't be longer than 60 lines long.
Hmm.
And you should, restrict your use of pointers. That was another C specific one, which is, hey,
That's
that's right.
pretty reasonable. Yeah.
Um, for an issue close to our hearts, they were saying that you should do no dynamic memory management outside initialization.
Oh, that sounds extremely familiar right
Yeah,
now. Yep.
yep, totally. Pre-allocate
Uh,
everything.
God, that makes sense though. Can you imagine if there was a memory leak on like a rover? It's all over. You can't
Right.
like go press the reset button.
Yeah. Well, unless you do that funny thing when you send the unique 4-byte sequence into the into the little graphical
Yeah.
display thing. Yeah. There's like a secret code.
Yeah, you program some hardware register to turn the power off and on when like the memory pressure hits a certain level or something.
Right.
That'd be pretty hard, but quite the hack.
So I've been telling
This
people this all day, but like, that little jetpack thing that we're seeing on the graphic right now?
this thing, yeah.
Yeah, basically what it does is after those cables are cut, it just flies off into the hillside behind it and just like
I was gonna say
crashes.
it commits suicide, right? It like uses the
Yes.
rest of its fuel to like get away from the rover. I love it.
And it's such a fantastically slapstick way to end what was otherwise this like unbelievably elegant and quite frankly over-engineered like sophisticated sequence of events. There was like so many there's like so many things that had to go right, and the last thing that happens is that thing just like fucking slams into the ground.
We have like I want the video of that. Is there like a video of it dropping off and then just like bailing out?
That'd be fantastic. I
From
just
its perspective would be cool.
I
Yeah.
totally imagine like the last Martian denizen like coming out of his hovel like with his staff like, I greet you, and then like this jetpack thing smashes right into him. Right?
That's hilarious. Yeah,
Yeah.
this it's so silly. Wait, how did this even get there? This thing is too small. Did we put it on a rocket that like descended halfway?
So there's a capsule. The spacecraft is a capsule.
Hmm.
Much in the style of Earth capsules. It looks a lot like the Apollo capsule.
Huh.
And then that capsule ejects the landing unit, which is a combination of the back shell and the rover itself. And then
Gotcha.
the back shell deploys a parachute at supersonic speeds,
Holy shit,
which
really?
is crazy.
Wow.
And then the back shell, it basically is a jetpack with a
Hmm.
crane on it. It's just
Wow.
insane. Yeah.
Well, and I was wondering, yeah, that thing actually, the parachute and there's a heat shield before it even gets to that. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Did I ever tell you that the Curiosity, which is I believe 2012, the Curiosity was part of the reason why I came back to the Bay Area from New York City.
Really?
Yeah, it was just happening, and I think the bigger reason I was just like I was kind of missing my family, but then also like I was also just like tired of 2 years in New York. It's just kind of hostile, and I love New York City. I want to badmouth New York, but it's a hard place to live. And
Yeah,
then I was
I
also
can see
just
that.
like career wise, I was just kind of like working at some startup that was doing something right,
Hmm.
and then like I saw this thing because Perseverance, like I think Curiosity was the first Mars lander that used this landing sequence. And do you remember Mohawk Guy? There was just like it was
Mohawk
like,
guy?
yeah, he was just like one of the
Oh,
engineers.
yeah. That totally. Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, he was like cheering in the control room and everything like that. It just seemed like such an impressive thing. And I like thought to myself, I need to be working on harder stuff. You know? So I moved to San Francisco, or
Yeah,
rather, I moved to the East Bay. But
as I say, that's how you do it.
yeah.
Once I get through
So
this ad, I can see Mohawk guy.
there we go. Yeah,
Yeah, it's good.
still
I
got the
need the.
mohawk.
I was gonna say I
Or
need
is
the
this
action
from?
shot.
Is this from? Okay, yeah, yeah. There you go. Nice.
It's just all about him getting memed on CNN.
Yeah,
All right, good job, Mohawk guy. I
yeah.
love it. I'm happy for him.
No, totally. I don't know if he was involved with this landing, but yeah, that was kind of like I should probably be doing more with my career. And I don't know, maybe this will have the same effect. Maybe this will inspire us to make the greatest Bolo clone ever.
I think so. Maybe the re-entry sequence. Maybe when you die, you get dropped in with a back shell, and we could actually animate a little rocket like launched into a wall nearby.
Well, we do have the builder resurrection sequence that we haven't programmed, right? Because the builder can die.
Oh yeah, because in Bolo it's sort of like parachutes in.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
He should jetpack in, right?
Mm-hmm.
It'd be funny if the jetpack then crashes into something.
Crashed into a wall. Yeah.
He
just drops it. It goes off.
It's a key mechanic in the game. People in tournaments will use that, right? If you're really, really good, you'll use that trick.
If it did only one damage, that'd be pretty great. Yeah, gives you that little extra edge.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Speaking of Bolo clones, this thing just looks great.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Oh wait, yeah.
Oh yeah. Does it slow down for you when it zooms in?
Not for me.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it does a
little bit in Firefox, but I think we've discovered that Firefox is just slow.
Firefox is the slowest. Yeah. I'm in Chrome, so yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Boo-hoo for me trying to preserve my privacy online.
I mean, Safari is a good way to do that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
That is why I use Safari, because I don't trust Chrome. And Mozilla kind of like shit the bed, to be honest.
Yeah, I think am I just torturing myself right now? Like
I think so.
Okay.
It's good though. I mean, Firefox is like a good browser.
It's a good browser. It's not like I'm daily driving Linux, right? Like it's not quite that far.
No, I just I expect sometime in the next 5 years they're gonna do something totally stupid, and I'm gonna have to be like, all right, delete every ounce of Firefox from my system because they sold their data to Microsoft or something.
They integrated Pocket.
Pocket, what's that?
Pocket is like Instapaper, but for like other media types as well.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. No, but I had to disable it, but it looks like they bought Pocket. Is that right? Oh no! Wait, you search for Pocket Mozilla. I think Pocket is it's
an
Pocket is owned by
from Firefox.
Oh really?
How can something be from Firefox for one thing?
I don't know. If you just search for Pocket straight up, does it give you anything Mozilla related?
You check on my Pocket and it's just like Pocket circuit cards Yakuza 0. No.
Yeah. I think Pocket's just its own thing. And so they paid to be in Firefox.
That makes sense. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
And you have to go into the special settings menu to disable it. The special settings menu that warns you before you can go into it, right?
Oh, that's kind of yucky.
It's a little yucky, yeah. No.
The thing I've started doing for companies, I'm just like, who the fuck is doing this stuff?
Yeah, right.
Oh,
you got to start your free trial. Yeah.
I refuse.
Because TechCrunch needs your money, man. That's who needs your money.
Or my info.
Yeah.
I got some good recruiters from Crunchbase, and I didn't even have the heart to send them a nasty RAM back. I was just like, straight to the trash.
Yo, go fuck yourself. Was that what you wrote?
I saved that. I actually got
asterisk Brooklyn accent or something like that.
I got another recruiter spam from Axon, a company that makes tasers for police, and I did send them that.
Yeah.
Because I was like, you've barked up the wrong tree.
Yeah. Dean is on chat. What's up, Dean?
Hi, Dean.
Yeah, I can't. I haven't quite brought myself to say nasty things to recruiters just because I feel like they're just working their jobs a little bit? Is
I was
that
just like, no, it's never nasty, but it's like, yikes, I would never work for such an ethical company. Like, please take me off your list, like,
yeah,
and never contact me again.
sure, sure.
I'm not told a recruiter to go fuck themselves or that they are a bad person, but I have said very nasty things about the company they're recruiting for.
Okay, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. Whenever I get an Uber email, I'm just like, maybe when they pay their drivers and stop discriminating against their employees.
Oh,
And
you know what? I might have sent something like that to your
yeah,
recruiter.
Uber, DoorDash, I always, yeah.
Did I tell you that the co-founder of DoorDash was going to be our intern at If This Then That, but he basically reneged on and for good reason. I don't mean to put any moral judgment on that term, but he backed out of his signed offer letter when he got into Y Combinator. Which, to be fair, if you know,
Yeah.
it's
If
fine.
if I was getting free money for a startup thing, I would maybe do that too.
Yeah.
An intern though.
Should we
I'm
submit our video
impressed.
game to Y Combinator? Can you imagine doing the pitch?
I I would I would maybe do a Y Combinator pitch just to like say something nasty to Paul Graham.
Yes. Yo, go
And
fuck
then get like,
yourselves, and then walk off stage.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he blocked me on Twitter a while ago. So
Really? What did you say to him
Well,
on Twitter?
I had nothing. He just name searches. So if you ever say like Paul Graham did this really stupid thing or like retweet one of his articles, he insta blocks.
He does that kind of thing?
Yeah, which is great because I'm just like, oh man, like you really
He probably has a team.
and this pissed you off.
He has like a team that does that, right?
Possibly.
There's like a team of elves. And by elves I mean Hispanic people probably, right? That's probably his style,
Well,
right?
I feel like he tweets in his own voice though. I feel like all these VCs like, I mean,
yeah, but that's him.
What work do they do?
That's because he's got a foppish amanuensis at his side taking a dictation, right? He's like he's writing like a feather pen. I'm sure that's what he's got.
I mean, they're rich enough to do that, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would enjoy a YC application to talk trash to some VCs for a bit. That sounds fun.
Yeah. They pay our money. They are the teat that we suckle from. But
I will absolutely say nasty things to VCs.
Yeah. We'll just it doesn't really matter. Yeah, we'll still dunk on them.
Yeah. What are they gonna do? Fire me? I mean, maybe, but like.
Yeah. What the hell are we doing with this game? Is it done? Is that basically?
Yeah, I mean it's pretty done. It's pretty darn 3D. Let's see. I was thinking that it'd be cool to maybe try parameterizing some of our like weaponry or tank movement or shield or something. Try to start bringing some of the things we were thinking of.
Okay. Now there's gameplay that we wanted to do. Did we talk about more graphical stuff last time as well? I like we talked about like what the loose game plan was last time with great purpose, and I can't even remember what we said. It is on video somewhere, but
yeah, I haven't transcribed it yet.
Okay. Well, it might as well not exist in that case. So let's do what you want. Let's do whatever.
I'm pretty sure everything we talked about was in this document, though.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it might be nice to either switch out some of this stuff so we see what it's like to bring in like a couple types of input.
Okay.
Couple types of output. We can try some lasers and some. Yeah. Oh, what else we got? I kind of do want to have the. Did you have strafe in here somewhere or dodge? It doesn't make any sense, but it's dash. Yeah.
Dash
would
be really fun.
But it'd be really fun. Yeah.
Dash would be really fun. Spacebar for dash. Is that the key?
Spacebar for dash, like in the direction of the turret or the direction of the tank.
I think it's the direction of. Oh, this is actually an interesting point. I think it's in the direction of where you're driving, but the way that the body is pointing shouldn't matter because the body is just the body rotation is just animation.
Okay, yeah, the direction of the impulse you're putting on the tank. Yeah, that makes sense.
So you can basically dash in the 8 directions. They're not is it 8 cardinal directions? I think you only have 4 cardinal directions, right?
Yeah, 8 cardinal directions sounds wrong. How many
cardinal? Yeah.
I'm sorry.
How many cardinals in the Catholic Church? This is important information.
Oh, in
the lavish homes of American archbishops.
See, I read this as how many cardinals are there in us, and I was like, that's weird.
It is,
but in the U.S. makes sense. There's actually more cardinals than I thought.
34. What is
Uh,
it? Cardinal is the. Are you the head of? Because like if you're like, what's the head of a? What is a diocese? A diocese is like the headquarters in a particular geographical location, right?
mhm.
And are you a bishop when you're? Is that the head of a diocese? There's all these kind of like rankings.
Cardinals are retired bishops leading diocese. So wait, you retire and you get a better gig? This is some real Peter principle. And there's a
Yeah.
biblical joke in there.
Oh. Did you have any kind of religious upbringing? Did you go to church ever?
I went to Episcopal school, which was really cool.
Oh, okay.
I really like the Episcopals. They're basically Catholics, but super
Yes.
chill.
The Episcopals are Anglicans, but they didn't want to be called Anglicans because they had liberated themselves from that particular political structure. But the
Yeah,
Anglicans are also mostly Catholics, but their head wanted to marry other people, so they
that's
didn't
right.
want to. Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was actually kind of nice. Like everything, it was like we have to go to chapel every morning for
Okay.
school.
Yeah.
Um, but like mostly they were just like, hey, it'd be really cool to be nice to each other.
Mm.
And no one told me that I was gonna like burn in hell for, I don't know, being gay or eating the wrong food on the wrong day or something.
Interesting.
So
Yeah. So it's a
yeah.
fairly progressive
Uh,
Catholic derived or Catholic adjacent Protestant faith. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
because there was a lot of hymns, there's a lot of like sitting and standing and communion
Is
still. So it was
there's communion. Is
mhm.
there so is there like catechism? Is there confession in the Episcopal Church?
There was no confession. I don't even know what catechism is.
It's like the back and forth dialogue of and then what about the
No, none of this.
what about the Trinity? Is that part of the
Oh
particular
yeah,
okay,
because
yeah.
it was Trinity Church.
Okay, yes.
They
There you
really
go.
like their Trinity.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it was cool though. It was the lowest stakes Christianity I could have been exposed to, I think.
Right.
Because
Right.
like also there was no like over enthusiastic like youth preacher trying to like get me to go to Sunday school. It was great.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no Southern Baptist, none of that shit. I feel like yeah, to be a church in downtown New Orleans, you have to be pretty chill. Like you can't tell people going to Mardi Gras is sinful, because then you'll have no one come to your church.
Yeah. You have different concerns, I'm guessing.
It seems like it, yeah.
Yeah.
There were always protesters at Mardi Gras though. There were even protesters this year, but no one to protest, which was really weird.
Who protests Mardi Gras?
I think it's always like Westboro
Okay.
Mardi Gras protest.
Westboro, they're
Baptists?
Baptists. Yes.
Yeah, I mean they're just a bunch of fucking jerks.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck all these people.
These are the people that were like the gays are going to hell, right? They're like kind of the OG. Yeah.
Everyone's going to hell for them.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
the only people not going to hell are Westboro.
Oh, maybe we should join. I mean,
Yeah,
it sounds like a pretty good perk, not going to hell.
yeah, it's a real Pascal's wager, but for a very specific ideology. It's like if you believe all the specific shit, you might as well hedge your bet and join their shitty church.
Yeah. Was Pascal being serious when he made the wager, or was he just like fucking around? Like
I
he was
feel like
just at a cocktail party. And was like, ha, 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 wouldn't it be funny if there was actually a hell?
I think yeah, I think Pascal's wager was fairly serious because like philosophers didn't really know if there was a hell or a heaven or they were kind of like well can't observe it but like can't not observe it.
Yeah.
Uh, someone recently pointed out that Roko's basilisk is just Pascal's wager for nerds, and I was like, oh yeah, okay,
Yeah, I think that's right.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They were like, my friend was really freaking out about this until I pointed out that it's just another dumb philosophical
Why
argument.
was he freaking out about it?
I think, well, not my friend, sorry, the person who told this story to me, but
Okay.
no, I think someone was freaking out that the AI would get us eventually.
Oh, and so we should align ourselves with the AI immediately.
Right, which is exactly as probable as like yeah, Pascal's wager or yeah.
Yeah. I guess one could claim that the idea of that we're in a simulation or that there's an AI is perhaps more plausible than a giant white dude with a beard in the sky. But
Given what I know about the tech industry, this could be one and the same.
It's true. It's true. Maybe God was Roko's basilisk all along.
That's what I'm saying. Same philosophy.
Yeah.
Could be, could not be. If there is something giant up there watching us, it's probably not going to be insulted by anything I do or say, to be
Yeah.
honest. I feel like it would be fairly haughty of me to imagine that I have any effect on a
Ugh, rationalists.
universal creature.
Ugh.
Yeah. No, please. I'm not that.
Yeah. Rationalists. All right, let's make a video game. I don't want to think about those people anymore. It's giving me a headache.
Let's do it. Oh yeah, because they just had a New York Times article. Yeah, no thanks. Let's make some dashing.
Okay.
I want to make some dashing happen. So let's see. We've got some systems.
Yes.
It'd be really cool if this opened. Sweet. And we've got, what do we have? We have a user input system. We don't. We have a user input something.
We have a tank mover.
No, player input. There we go.
Yeah. Nice.
Oh, man. All the shit that used to be there.
It's old enough that maybe a hard delete is probably the right way to deal with it at this point.
I think I'm gonna do it. Yeah. We had our chance.
We always say it's in Git, and I tell people that at work as well. But I don't know if Git is actually a viable backup system, because it's just impossible to like use as. You can't really. You have to like know exactly what you're looking for, right?
Yeah, it's fair. The nice thing is we can go through our video archive too. We can just search jeffandom.com and
you can just like pick it off the screen. Yeah, we can just like look at the screen and just like, I think that's an X.
Let's see. So
in this case, I think it will be easy to find the old stuff. So let's delete everything.
Way ahead of you.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see. Handle attack input, handle move input, and handle dash input. Oh gosh. Okay, we're dashing. Other tanks are dashing. Everyone can dash.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a lot. So let's see. So we've got our down keys, up keys. Cool. And really, we probably just want up key, right? Yeah.
I think it.
No, maybe down. Down will feel better.
Dean says they should make a time machine style interface for Git.
I
never used Time Machine, actually. Tell me about Time Machine.
Let me see if I can take it.
That's what that does.
What?
I've never used Time Machines.
Oh.
I'm kidding.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, I see. Yes.
Except I don't have a past. So wait, so Time Machine will open up and it'll give me a time machine of just today. And then it's like, you know what? Sorry, bud. That's silly.
Do you have to turn this on?
I thought it would run on I thought it was running on your drive normally.
Interesting.
Oh, let's see. Maybe if I go to not iCloud.
So Perforce has the time-lapse view, which lets you drag a slider on a single file, and you can see all the versions of that file.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really good.
This unfortunately is not that. Anyway,
it was kind of glitching out a little bit on Zoom.
Maybe it's not meant to be shared.
It's not meant to be shared.
Okay, wait. Back up automatically. Oh yeah. Okay. This needs to be like fuck it. I thought there was a way that it would keep a version file system on your own computer without another backup. Maybe they took that out.
Right.
Who knows? Big Sur is janky.
It is janky, isn't it?
A little janky.
I had this thing happen to me today where like, am I the only person in the world that uses multiple desktops?
You very well might be at this point.
So I use multiple desktops, and then like I have like multiple on my second desktop is where I have VS Code. I have a couple projects open, and then on my third desktop is where all my terminals are. I have like 4 or 5 of them. And I had this thing where like every time I would like screen over to like the next screen, it would always pop up what it thought was the most high priority window of the ones that was there, rather than the one that was previously open. So like I'd have to.
I hate that.
Yeah, it was really bad. That was happening to me today. New and interesting bugs.
As I say, yeah, the desktop management was better before Apple put their own desktops in there. There was like a really great era when like I installed a multiple desktop manager for Mac, and I loved it because you could do a 4x4 or 2x2 desktop for 4 instead of the linear
Oh, yes.
And
Oh, that's
that
really
made
good.
sense to me.
Yeah.
It was great. It was really nice. Like terminals were below the code.
Yeah.
It was totally reasonable. But yeah, I gave up as soon as it became like a straight line.
So at home, do you do like laptop open plus external monitor, or do you just use the external monitor?
I kind of just do external monitor. It's
Okay,
just
and you just have
this.
the one
Yeah.
desktop. Okay.
Yeah, just one. I have some like, sometimes I do high resolution, but I'll do like, four terminals and have them sort of split around.
Yeah.
But I try to use like all the space and then just, I don't know, Command Tab. I could be fancier. I'm not that fancy.
Yeah. I was this close to converting to Vim over the weekend.
Whew.
I was using the VS Code Vim plugin, which
Interesting.
yeah, and because I'm not quite ready to get out of VS Code. It has too many niceties in it. But there was like kind of like a weird bug that when I looked it up, I was on their GitHub project and it had like 1,000 open issues, and I'm like, wow, this is not very reliable software. So I uninstalled it, and that's my exciting story.
That makes sense.
Yes.
Hey, cool. It works.
Okay.
Oh, it works too well. Fuck. Do I need to clear the key map? No, probably not.
Okay, so I think for key, oh yeah, whoa. You know what it is it might not have it might have lost the up event, so it's like down permanently.
Oh,
You might
great.
be yeah, you might be screwed.
Hang on a second.
Yeah, you're fine. Oh, nice. Command Shift R.
Thank you.
Yeah, or Control Shift R.
Okay, yeah. So I think alert lull is just a poor choice on my part. Because right, it nothing ever goes up. That's the problem.
So it's one of those things where we might need a new concept in our input handling, which is it's down for the first time this frame.
Down for the first time. Well, I think I thought that's how the keyboard was working.
It doesn't. Unfortunately, down is actually down. Actually, maybe we should rename to pressed. Does that make sense? Because like down is like the first frame it's down, and it's also pressed, and then it continues to be pressed until it's up. And that will require a little bit of business logic. Yeah.
Maybe we should just do both. Because I can imagine that down, like being able to hold something is great. We might want that if we want to do something on up, but we could add pressed right now. And pressed is cleared on every frame.
Generally, oh, you know what? Let's call it held. Down versus like you can all.
Okay, yeah.
Held is the one where you're just like it doesn't matter whether it was the first frame or the third frame or whatever.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Press keys. Sorry, I'm gonna do it the good way. Nope.
Almost.
Find reference.
I'm learning. A couple options. Yeah, you got it. You totally got it.
Press keys.
Held keys.
Held keys. Thanks. And then this is going to be, I mean, should we just go released to make it totally consistent? Held, pressed, released.
I mean, that doesn't need to get renamed because it's the same concept, unless you feel like you want a better name, which is fine too.
Only because we have two past tense and one that's just a declaration. No, upkeys is cool. Okay, so held keys dot clear.
So we could call press keys down keys. That could be the new down keys, and it would also align with the DOM events because it's key down and key up.
Okay, yeah, and then held keys actually is just a set that's kind of hanging out there.
Yeah,
sure. That seems good. Okay, so held keys add, down keys add, and then this dot down keys. Yeah, that seems chill. And I'll sort this. All right, so let's see. This becomes down keys. this interface. Oh, that makes sense. I renamed that and then didn't put it back. Down keys. Held keys. So really all this stuff can be down keys, right? No, sorry, these are held keys because we're clearing out down key immediately. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think I've seen some systems that it doesn't count held until it's like the second frame. That seems too confusing to me.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting, but we could, I mean, update is the place to do that, right? Like add down keys to held keys.
Yeah, the thing is, like, ultimately you can solve this with Booleans, right? You can say, like, if it's down and held, you're the first frame, right? Like, you can just, you can just suss it out. Like,
that means that now.
It's beautiful. Wonderful.
Wow, so alert pauses the whole simulation. That's cool.
Yeah. Browsers are weird.
Browsers are weird.
Yeah.
Great. Actually, I'm not even sure if, let's see, I'm waiting for, because I saved. Never mind. Okay, so let's see. Send message. Player number. How is this not an error? Did we do some checks? Oh yeah, we totally did. And that makes sense because we really, do we delete the player number when they die? Maybe that's part of it.
We don't handle death very well. As humans are wont to do, like none of us deal with death particularly well. That's the point of wisdom, right? True wisdom is to know how to die, and we don't know what happens when, I think the game crashes if you die.
Oh man, I will totally plug a game that a friend of mine made.
Okay.
Did you see this one go by? Magician's Tale. There you go.
Okay. I felt like I heard of this.
It's about dealing with death.
Okay, this is cool.
Yeah. You have to occasionally, like, cremate a body or embalm a body.
Oh dang.
Yeah, and then you make small talk with the guests.
Okay.
It's just cute. I think I recall it being fairly short.
I felt like I heard of this before. So your friend made this?
Yeah.
You've got all these like friends that do cool creative stuff. You should invite them on the stream, and then we can learn from them. Yeah.
I should. Yeah. Yeah. No, we should get some more special guests. I think now that we're getting into game design and out of the graphics world, my friends come in useful because I don't know anyone who can write OpenGL. Except for you and Steve Foote.
Yeah.
And I guess Dean, actually, we should get Dean in the stream.
Oh.
Because Dean.
Yeah, Dean does graphics.
Because Dean's rad. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, we need a new message type. Remove player dash player. Oh, I don't quite love that, but
we could do subject object, player move, player dash.
I like player dash better. Yeah. Okay, let's rename player move.
Dean says in response to your kind words, "Oh, you!" Exclamation point. I believe I intoned it with the with the intended affect. Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. Client message. Okay. Dash player client message.
Player dash.
Dash player. I mean player dash. I guess we don't really need a direction for this because we're just going to grab it out of whatever the tank's current impulse is.
That is a good question.
Let's see what we got when we get to it.
Because I don't think you should dash if you just press. Well, what happens if you just press space and you're not pressing any of the WASD keys? You just dash forward?
I think you dash forward. Yeah.
Can you settle in a diagonal orientation? Can you try pressing?
Totally.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, you can. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, you just dash in the current orientation.
I feel good about that. Yeah, it'll be interesting, but we'll see what we got. So but it's not orientation, it's impulse. So that would be two different things for dash direction. But
I don't know if we have impulse though, right? Not really.
We do in the tank mover, don't we?
I think if the button's pressed down, you just move at a constant velocity in that direction. We're not
I'm
modeling
sorry. Yeah,
forces.
I
Yeah.
guess I was thinking the active direction. It's like active direction or orientation. How's direction move? What does this come out as? Oh, this is actually an angle. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, well, I think we're sending these messages back and forth already, which is great.
So to think a bit about the dash controls,
Yeah.
while you're dashing, regular motion no longer applies, right? So we have a state machine on the tank mover where if you're in the middle of a dash, you basically shouldn't be able to move out of it unless we add a cancel mechanic.
Ooh. Oh, that's interesting.
And dash
Yeah,
canceling is like
because
a whole school of thought, right? That's like a whole yeah.
But yeah, so right. So we are actually reading messages like if we dash for 300 milliseconds
Mm-hmm.
and you have like the right key held down, if you're holding down D, we don't want you to dash double fast in that direction. And perhaps we don't want you to be able to move in another direction while that's happening yet. So that's really interesting because now crud.
So I think we have to order the messages somehow, right? Is that kind of what you're thinking?
That's sort of what's going through my head is that like we have, well, but once you've dashed, the next frame, how do we keep you from dashing?
Right. So I think the tank mover probably needs to be. Is it stateful at all? We don't have a tank mover component, right? We don't have any state associated with this.
No, it's only modifying the
It's
transform.
just the transform.
But you're right. This is exactly the same thing we did for the shooter.
Yeah.
Where we just keep we have our last dash frame. Okay.
Yeah. The other thing that exactly, something like that, and then eventually it may expand into a bona fide state machine where we actually enumerate the states.
Mm-hmm.
Do we ever do state machine in like? Do we do that in
it's in like the
Oh yeah, we did. We kind of did it in the game state, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So we had a pattern for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know which file that's in now, but we have that for sure.
I think it's in simulate.
That would make sense. Oh yeah, game state. Yeah, totally. And there was I feel like there was a nice pattern for updating this somewhere.
Yeah, client sim maybe.
Or game.
Maybe game.
Yeah. Oh yeah, set state. It does the next state. Yeah, this was cool. Yeah. This felt real good. Okay. But I think actually we can get away without that by just making this a component. And we'll do the same make and whatever that we've done other places.
Yeah.
So let's see. So last dash frame. Now, why do we have a cooldown? That's interesting.
Well, the cooldown is for the gun, so that's a little bit different.
I guess I'm surprised this isn't a constant though.
The cooldown is.
I don't think we use this.
Oh, we don't use it. Well, shit. Well, I love deleting code.
Yep. Cool. Okay.
I tried to say that in a tone of voice, like I was saying that like my favorite game is Man. You know, it's like I love deleting code.
The most dangerous game.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm gonna delete
the most entertaining game.
And this and this.
That's like it's almost like a reference cycle in the type check, and like like how like the type checker or the linter is like, I don't want you to use any unused variables, but that's a situation where it's like a kind of like a self-referential.
Right. Yeah. It's used only by itself.
Yes.
To describe that it is used.
Exactly.
turret cooldown we do use. Okay, great.
Oh yes, for the turrets, yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Back to the tank mover. So we don't need that. I'm not sure about orientation right now. It could be interesting to store something about that.
What value do we use for tank motion? Is it just the transforms orientation?
It's a transforms orientation. I was wondering if we should move that into here instead to like have access to. We'll have access to like. Well,
I think it's just. I think we can just use the transform.
It's no different than it'll never be different than transform. Okay. What about this? Last dash orientation direction. Is that useful? Maybe not yet.
Yeah.
We've got a place for it though.
I think what we care about is whether we're currently dashing or not, and then potentially like how long that's going to be. So if it's -1, you could use that to indicate that we're not currently dashing, right? Is that essentially the idea?
Yes.
Okay.
I think on the shooter actually we just don't even.
How do you feel about instead of using -1 if we made it undefined? Yeah. I guess it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other.
I feel okay about that.
Okay.
Undefined or null?
I've started to use undefined for everything. There's a ton of random stuff on the internet about how like null was a mistake in JavaScript, and I was like, okay, I'm letting you hipsters convince me of this. Certainly, JavaScript doesn't need both.
So why is this not a valid type object to return for something where
I think what you want is
it actually needs this to be defined.
Yeah, I guess there's a subtle difference between present.
Question mark would be.
Question mark is the way that if you didn't want to define it at all, you could do it.
I thought this was undefined or null. Okay, great.
Question mark is it present in the object or not?
Yep. No, it expands out to or undefined. I don't know why I thought that did or null in there too.
Oh, that's interesting. So it's question mark. That's very confusing. Because presence is a different thing than the value being there, but it's set explicitly to undefined, which is funny.
Right. This is
Maybe
this
that's
is no
cleaner.
bueno.
I don't know. Yeah.
We use this a lot. I'm not gonna introduce a new pattern now because I think we actually rely on this quite a bit.
Okay. Yep.
Let's find our player. So let's see, what do we got for? We don't even have a tank mover, do we?
We just made it. We invented it out of thin air. Yeah.
Tank mover dot make. Let's see. We're gonna do our tank mover. Yeah. Oh, and this is probably very unhappy because entity needs an optional entity types. Where's entity components? There we go. And then tank mover is oh wait, these are used by simulation. Tank mover component. Nice.
And unfortunately, there's even more fat that's involved here. In the entity manager, we have to add it because we store everything by component, right? These are basically database tables, right?
Oh, you are totally right. Yep, tank movers, entity set, this dot. Oh goodness. Yeah, too bad we can't quite automate this, huh?
Yeah, it's macro level where you kind of want a preprocessor to handle it.
Yeah, it's fine.
We're not going to add components that frequently, so I think it's sustainable for now. We'll see.
I totally agree. Oh, and then we need tank mover.clone. means I will bring. Oh, how do we? Oh, I see. Clone as tank mover clone.
Right.
Okay, but also I should write clone, probably. Export function clone. I'm actually just gonna steal it from the shooter because this is nothing. Just new object, just a new object. Return, oh, I guess I should clone T. Return last dash frame as T dot last dash frame. Sweet.
Yep.
Okay, but that actually is it, right? Nope. Here we go.
Oh yeah, this actually initializes it.
Yeah, the thing that
this
actually
might be something that would be good to automate. Not at runtime. I'd rather like make this file like auto-generated, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I want the type checker to be able to like actually look at it and say that it makes sense or not.
Yeah. And I think it's really good. So he's up. Okay, I think that's it though.
Yeah.
We got it down to this one single list when we used to have to do this a bunch of times. So like I feel
yeah,
very
I think we push it. Yeah, we push it. That this array here, all containers, is what gives us like the ability to iterate over it.
Yep. Yeah, I can live with that. Cool. Okay. So let's see. Is the game running? Nope. I'm just gonna kick the car. Oh, great. No import close. That's because that's not a word. Excellent. Okay. Well, I'm dashing. Okay, so back to our tank mover. We were talking about ordering these, and I think this becomes, well, actually, ordering is pretty easy if we just pull out.
I like the way that you think.
Yeah, dash messages and move messages.
Yeah.
Because we really want to handle these in sequence, right?
That is correct.
Yeah. In fact, we have to handle them in sequence.
So here's the confusing thing. Because the move message is the one that has the orientation in it, there's a circular dependency here. The dash message needs the move message in order to figure out which direction it's going to be dashing. But the move message needs the dash message because you shouldn't do the regular move if you're dashing in the same frame.
Oh, here's a case for this move direction. And move messages update this, so we can choose to drop move messages essentially by just writing this.
Yeah, but we already have that direction in the transform orientation, right? Like
it's not the transform though, because if I'm moving this way and hit this button once and dash in this direction, my dash is straight right for move, even though the orientation hasn't caught up to it until now.
Oh, but the animation orientation doesn't matter. I don't think it should. Like the rotation of the body shouldn't matter.
Oh, I thought that's what orientation.
No, I think that's just I think that's just animation, right?
I thought, okay. If so, that's great. How does that work then? Okay. Then we can read it out of the transform, and maybe we don't need this. But you're saying, well, so come on, little dude. No. Are you saying that if we drop a move message, that orientation won't be correct to move in that direction?
What if the player move message also contained a flag on whether or not you were dashing? And then it would just be one message.
Also contained a flag on whether you were dashing. Okay, yeah. That actually is pretty straightforward, huh? because then it's really just like dash is client.keyboard.downkey.has keymap.space or .dash.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Okay, cool. And now we don't have to worry about there being like, well, if you have one but not the other, there's some logic. But I need to know if I'm handling the other one, then whether the other thing exists. Like, we can get rid of the circular dependency that way.
That's brilliant. Yep. Okay, cool. Here, let me just and oh, but I totally should add this to this, which is dash is a boolean.
Sweet.
Cool. Super clever. Okay, so orientation, rotate until position. Tank. Okay. Yeah, orientation is updated by DT, and transform orientation lags. This is we just move the position by message direction. This is what I thought was happening.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, which is okay because now it's all in the one message and we don't care. Because all we needed was access to message.direction.
But you're right to say that we need to remember it from frame over frame. Like we need to remember like where we were intending on going.
Yes. I guess we could. Well, we could do that. We could put in the tank mover. We could also do something super goofy like snap orientation to whatever direction you dash in, which honestly might look better. Like if I dash back this way and like I'm jumping across the screen.
I like what you're saying.
Yeah, it'll be weird to. It would look really weird to dash and then rotating on the other side. So
yeah,
let's hack it.
I
Okay.
think you're right.
Cool.
There's still a weird thing in my head about the difference between the physics orientation, like which way you're moving, which way your momentum is going, versus which way you're displaying, and the transform orientation. I think before I'm starting to come back to me a little bit. I think before we had said that the transform orientation should just be visual, right? Which makes sense. That's what it is currently.
That's what it is currently.
Yeah.
In that case, should we put direction onto the tank? Should we put direction onto the tank mover component because we actually want a direction that is not like if orientation is visual, but we're also depending on it for motion, is that sort of a mixing of concepts?
Yeah, so that's actually a really good question. I've been mulling over this a very similar topic in programming, right? People always tell you what's like the mantra of good programming is like keep it simple, right? But the problem is that there are different definitions of simplicity, right? That's the devil. And you could say, okay, well, we have an orientation on the transform and we have an orientation on the tank mover component. You have two things that you had to deal with. Now you have two variables, right? And that's more complicated. But the flip side of that argument is exactly what you said, which is that it's actually less complicated to have those two variables because you are not confusing visual orientation with physics orientation. And I'm at a state in my programmer's journey in life where like I don't know how to differentiate very well the trade-offs between those two types of simplicity, right?
Well, let me make a case for adding another variable.
Okay.
Which is, I was trying to think if there's a cost, because I know our state management can have sort of like, there's at least a clone cost, but we will always have to be updating that clone value anyway.
Yeah. I'm convinced that it should be separate. I think that you've been pointing that way, and like I think it's a good idea.
Okay.
and that would allow us to do cool things like twirl the tank as it dashes if it wanted to.
I was thinking exactly that. I was like, what if we make a tank that's like a spinny tank
Yeah.
that spins while it moves and also moves in a direction or something, and then transform, yeah, becomes its own thing.
Does
This is great because
does the direction value need to be set in cases where we're not dashing?
I was going to set direction to message that direction every time.
Okay, that's fine. I think it's an
Yeah.
enum, right? So I think we can actually give it
Oh, that is a great point. Yeah. Right, because this is actually nope. Direction move. Yeah, that's sick.
It's the weirdest enum ever because it's got floating point values. It had never even occurred to me before until I just looked at it now.
Yeah, I honestly was not aware that we could have done that before this.
Let me tell you something, Dom. I'm having a great time working on gameplay right now. It's like been such a long time since we've done gameplay, and now that we're thinking about it, there's like kind of these fun, novel modeling problems.
I know, right? I'm really glad. I'm so glad that we did the net play and the OpenGL, but also getting back to making the game a game is really cool.
Yes.
I think it was good. We ate our vegetables, and now we get to have our cake.
Yep.
And also, it's really cool that we can do this. So like, whatever, man.
Yeah.
So worth it. We are gonna dash though. Dashing is gonna happen.
At some point, we're going to do a stream on game feel, and we're going to start to add springs and splines to all of our linear motion, and it's going to be like super bitchin'. Like that scroll zoom doesn't feel amazing, right? I mean, it looks cool, but it doesn't feel good. But what if it was like
it's snap? Yeah, it snaps, but like too hard.
What if it had a little bit of slide to it, and maybe it kept going just a little bit after you stopped?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
wouldn't
about.
that be rad? Yeah.
It's funny because Mac OS does that for me, which is its own problem.
Oh, really? So the scroll wheel action is actually it's got a little bit of
It's got a little physicality to it, where it's like
English on it, yeah.
If I give it a really light touch, yeah, it sort of like keeps going.
Oh,
I think actually our scroll value might be too fast. Where does that zoom live?
It could be too fast. It's really slow in Firefox, which is probably why it's as fast as it is right now. You can change it to whatever you want.
10 times slower. That still feels great, to be honest.
Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, and it has like a really nice momentum where I let it go and it just like eases into the final version.
What a horrible cross-browser problem to solve. Different scroll speeds between browsers. Can you imagine?
I hate it so much.
Well, we're gonna have to imagine because it's actually literally a problem we're gonna have to solve.
I wonder at some point. Yeah.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
I wonder if we're gonna have to pick a browser that this works with at some point and cut off like Safari or Firefox. I'm ready for that eventuality. That is my favorite browser.
Yeah, I think Firefox has to be the odd man out of that equation. Like,
Safari is pretty weird. I would totally be willing to let Safari bite the dust. So we'll see.
The one thing about Safari is that it doesn't support WebGL 2 out of the box. Like the first instruction, the first instruction that people are gonna have to go by is like go into your advanced settings mode and turn on WebGL 2.
So what you're saying is that we already don't support Safari, and I'm just being curmudgeonly about it.
Not at all. No, I think we should support. I would definitely support Safari over Firefox. I think we can have our cake and eat it too, or have our cake and our ice cream, and eat it too. Where the cake and ice cream are Chrome and Safari, and eating it is Firefox. That's a very tortured metaphor.
Yeah,
but you're with me. You're completely with me.
Oh, I am with you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, this actually won't do anything, but I guess I can actually feel it stuttering my motion a little bit.
Oh, because it's basically a break, right?
It's like a 1 frame break. Yeah. So let's see. We are going to take our tank mover and set the last dash frame to. Do we have frame? Oh,
SimState has it. I think we can just expand SimState to contain the frame.
Great.
I probably SimState should just be the full thing. I think we had some misguided idea that like if we restrained the content of SimState, we would know what our dependencies are. But we're passing the whole object in there anyways, so it's like,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That was me.
I don't know. I thought it was
Um,
me. I thought it was, well, it was both of us.
we both thought it was a
We're
good idea.
doing like a completely active, continuous code review constantly. So I think we have to take mutual ownership over all these things.
That's fair.
And we'll take mutual ownership of all of our wins. And in the fine tradition of Republican government governance, we disavow all of our failures.
No failures at all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it didn't happen. It's a feature, not a bug. That's the slogan of Republican governance. It's a feature, not a bug.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh, I mean, and democratic governance.
It's
these
I
these
know where
jerks. They're all
they're all jerks. I know where you're coming from, I'm also in
yeah.
the camp that there is a material difference, right?
There is.
Yeah.
You're totally correct.
Yeah.
I think I'm mostly pissed off about the no student loan forgiveness this week, where I'm just
Oh yeah, what the fuck, Joe?
like
It cost you
it
nothing.
was
You know what? It probably didn't cost him nothing. There was probably some
probably
back
not. Yeah.
channel. There's probably some nefarious back channel.
It was just one of those things where it was like going to be a slam dunk where you took a crumpled piece of paper and placed it in a paper basket, and like the crowd would go wild even for that, as
Yeah.
if you were Michael Jordan. But like, not too hard.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then like the
anyway,
backpedal was like classic Democrat politics, right? It's like, well, I don't want people to go into private school. I don't want the Harvard and Yale. So it was like completely means tested. Like it was just
yeah.
these fucking assholes.
I mean, we're still waiting on our $1,400 checks.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
No, we're still waiting on them too. No
Oh
one
my
has shit to
god.
check. Yeah, man, this is really the dumbest timeline. It just keeps giving. Dash limit is 30. So I'm saying
Where
we
are
dash
you
for.
in the kind of like flee to Canada versus stay and fight the good fight spectrum?
I don't know. If Trump won, straight to Canada for sure.
Really?
I really,
Yeah.
if that's where we were for 4 more years, like I think the damage would be too great.
What about in
I'm
2 years
not,
when the Democrats get their asses kicked in the midterms?
and they're gonna. I don't know. It's still my home. This is still
Yeah,
like the
I
place I'm
know.
from, so it's
I
hard
know.
to.
It's like all of
Yeah.
our friends and family are here. You gonna run away? But running away sounds pretty tempting, right? Retreat is a smart move. Dean says,
Yeah.
just sell your tank game to the Defense Department and you're good. It's true. We'll be
Wait.
princes.
What,
we'll be the princes of the new regime,
what if
or
we
at least
can?
viscounts, right?
What if we can convince them that this is actually an Ender's Game style battle simulator where they just have to play this all day and they are waging real war through their virtual environment. But in fact, instead of Ender's Game, they're not killing any real aliens at all. They're just playing tanks with each other
I see. And they'll give us like a $30 billion a year contract for that.
and stop having wars for in real life.
Okay,
Take it to cyberspace.
so we should jeffandom.com should reappropriate the $500 billion military budget or whatever it is that we have. Is it more than a half? It's got to be like a trillion at this point, right?
It's quite a bit. Yeah.
I think fully half of our discretionary fund budgeting is military, right?
Hmm. That does make me want to make a game where you think you're controlling a virtual something and it turns out to be a real thing, which I think is maybe the plot of Super Hot. And that was rad. So
Oh, it was it was an Ender's Game type thing.
it was something. It was like you were entering virtual reality, but like you might have actually been entering virtual reality, like physically. It was sort of a reverse. It was a reverse of that. Whereas like the game was real because you were going into it. If you die in the game, you die in real life, sort of thing.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. So you were like dreaming.
Yeah, that's
Was
the
that a
Matrix.
plot point
That's the
in
Matrix.
Inception? Like, yeah, the Matrix too, right? If you
Yeah.
died in Inception land, did you just wake up or did you die?
I don't know. I think you always woke up before you died because it was a dream, and you can't die in your dream. I think that might have been a
I didn't
plot.
like Inception. I think there's
Have you watched Tenet? Because I haven't.
no, I haven't. I don't even know what Christopher Nolan movies I can claim to like. I remember being really blown away by Memento when I first saw it. And then I think I
Right?
don't know if it bears multiple reviews. You're like, wait a minute, this doesn't actually code here. You know.
It doesn't, but it was very good.
But
I like
I
that
think
movie.
it's the Prestige, right? So the Prestige is a great film, Christopher Nolan
Hmm?
movie, and I didn't realize it, but it's actually a metaphor for his filmmaking style as well. It's
Yes.
all a sleight of hand. There's no actual depth to Inception, right? People love it because it makes them feel smart, but I don't think there's actually any intellectual content whatsoever
Oh,
in that movie.
interesting.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah,
Sorry,
I
am
feel
I
like
shitting on your Inception fandom here?
I'm not a huge Inception fan. I
Okay.
thought it looked cool.
I agree that it looks cool. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, and is a great popcorn movie, but like
Yeah.
no, well, I think just like every other human on the planet, I was an Inception fan, and then after I thought about it tomorrow, I was like, well, was it mind blowing? And it kind of wasn't.
The fight scene with Joseph Gordon-Levitt in the hotel
It's
was
really
really good.
cool.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Yeah.
Pretty
Uh,
groundbreaking.
yeah, it's sort of I sort of think of it as like someone trying to do a new sort of like be their own Steven Spielberg, where they're like, I want to make a style of movie and have it be mine.
Yes. That's a good
Uh,
way of putting it.
yeah, and like he did.
And then make a
He
World War II movie, right? Because that's yeah.
yeah, which I heard that was actually pretty good.
Yeah. I didn't see it, but
Yeah,
sounded pretty good.
it's not my cup of tea, but also like good on you.
Yep.
All right. Wait, on a dash. We're gonna dash.
It'll happen. We got half an hour.
That's true.
The last half hour of this stream is like
It's where we get
it's like the
most work
most
done.
productive programming time that I ever have had in my life.
Gotta go fast.
Okay, yes. Oh yes.
Yeah,
I was gonna say,
yeah,
is there
sorry, I guess there's a bunch of these because like you really have to pick you gotta pick your Sonic. You got this guy and you got this guy.
there is a busted Sonic emoji in the company Slack that's pretty good.
Which one is it?
It's neither of those, but I just felt like identifying, even though I have no visual. I'm sorry. I'm just
Okay.
useless.
No,
This
that's
one's pretty
okay.
good. This one is pretty
This
good.
guy's just going down here for a
Yeah,
minute. Yeah. Sorry, gotta
yeah.
go fast, guy.
Okay.
Actually. Wait, I can do this. Yeah.
He's covered up by our faces right now because we're worthless.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we're just terrorists. Yeah.
Okay, wait, I can fix that.
There we go. Yeah, that's perfect. I believe you've also discovered the name of this episode.
Gotta go fast?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sanic the Hedgehog. Is that what it's Sanic the there you're not. Okay.
Was that spell correcting you?
It was trying to, yeah.
Okay. That was the autocomplete and not some auto spell check that you have in the OS, right? Okay, yeah.
No, my OS does not know about Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm not quite that much of a hedge fan, but some people are.
This drawing is truly epic.
It's
really
really
like
great.
it. Multiple layers of brilliance.
It's one of my favorites.
I'm pretty sure that guy is in a Hieronymus Bosch painting. Right?
This exact Sonic, possibly.
This exact guy, yeah, Sanic.
I would believe it. It's really funny. Okay, wait. Let's see. Okay, I'm remembering how the game works.
Yes.
We got it. We got to get our components.
Uh-huh.
I love it. And then if
it's just like I think we just needed to replicate web programming in in our game, right? It's like selects and inserts.
That's really funny. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we've made a tiny database in JavaScript.
Yeah.
We could have just used SQLite, but actually I like ours better.
Can you imagine writing SQL queries for all this stuff?
Oh God, I totally I kind of can actually, because we sort of have it would solve some problems where we could actually query attributes sort of by the three words.
Don't tempt me here.
I absolutely can. Yeah. So let's see if do you need to be like a bang? Oh, simstate.frame. Simstate.frame.
I think we need to check to see if dash is defined, right? Because that's essentially our state. Like if it's not defined, then we're not dashing.
If it's not, so this was going to be if we have a last dash frame. This is going to be the return. So I was going to say now I expect as soon as I hit spacebar to lose 15 frames of motion, which I do. Yeah. You can't tell, but I'm holding the button down. That's good. I feel good about that.
Yes.
Because this is the if it's a dash, we dash. But
oh yeah,
while
but I think
we're dashing, we're dropping other messages.
We need an outer condition, which is if, like, are we dashing at all?
Yes.
Which is basically, it'll let you get rid of that exclamation point, right? You can just put like an outer condition that's like, if that's defined, that means we're dashing, and we've got a whole set of logic in there. Otherwise, we're not dashing, and we can do some other stuff, right?
Gotcha. Are you suggesting that we like clear last dash frame after we're done, basically?
That's something we will have to do, yeah.
Okay.
That's why it can be undefined, right?
Yep. Okay, that sounds good. So if we have the last dash frame, then if we're in the dash duration, we're going to move in direction.
Yep.
Else clear.
Yeah.
Clear dash frame, and then keep going.
And then the else on line 64 is going to be like, else we're not dashing and we can handle input normally, right?
Yeah, which is basically just that, because we'll return out right here.
Yes, or we can return out on right after line 63.
Oh yeah, totally. Well, if we have a last dash frame and it's time to clear it.
Oh yes, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
So we don't even need the else there, right? I think on line 60 we can just
great point.
Yeah, we can make that the special case. This is looking good. I like this.
So wait, so let me. I want to toss this on here real quick, which is SimState. Let's see. We'll do the transform update. Oh gosh, actually, okay. We're gonna need to do a little of this too. Yep.
That's tasty.
Tanks. Oh, and dude, this is, now we're talking tank speed, dash speed. What is dash speed? Twice? Let's do twice.
What would be really cool? Oh, I'm killing myself here. What would be really
looks like cool, you're taking a nice bath right now. It's kind of classy.
Is if it had, well, I think we should just do this for now, but I think adding maybe when we get to game feel, I think we're gonna want this to have a little bit of deceleration.
Yeah, I could totally see that. Yeah. So let's see. So this should. Oh shit, that's cool.
Yeah.
We're gonna triple this though.
Yeah.
I guess
9,000. I think it needs to be way faster than that, actually.
Yeah, it really does. So just you oh, for that many frames, that's too much.
Yeah. The speed feels right though. I don't know. I don't know what our ideal dash distance is going to be. It's probably more like 5 tiles at the most. But the speed.
Yeah, so this is speed is speed, but this is 1 tile per second?
Per second, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, that might be too fast.
You sure? It's kind of okay.
I mean, if you like it, you're the one playing it right now, so.
It's got a pretty powerful feel to it. I'm tuning down the number of frames we're dashing. Also has a.
And then this is interesting because this actually immediately raises another game feel type thing, which is the camera should not snap to the player. The camera should be attached to the player on a spring.
Oh, yep. That's a great point.
But does this feel cool?
This is pretty cool, yeah.
how does our wall collider logic handle this? Can you try to dash into things? And I guess that one's not going to be a great example because like that's 3 solid blocks of wall. But if there's any thinner walls,
Well, I'll make some thinner blocks.
oh yes, you make your reality. That's the American way.
Oh, all right. Let me hang on. Let me blow some stuff up.
Yeah.
Ah, I've been too dash happy.
Yeah, we need to raise the hit point limit.
A little bit. Okay, we'll get there.
Nice.
I mean, right now I'm theoretically dashing into the wall.
Okay, so it looks like our wall collider logic is robust to this.
Yeah, I guess. Let's see. I guess I could do. If I like blew up the dash, like if we're going more than a tile size, there we go. Yeah, that does it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, but you know what? That's really ridiculous.
Yeah, this is tunneling. I think our playfield clamper though is undefeatable, right?
I think that's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I really have no real issue with this because this is sort of a
This
silly
actually
deal.
this raises the oh, we're stuck. So are you saying that we should have phase dash? We should add that to the game.
Kind of. I mean,
Okay, yeah.
I guess this works because we're dashing. This is what is this? Our per frame delta is much
So
is not like crossing
dividing by
tile boundary.
1.25 is the same thing as multiplying by
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I wanted
4/5.
Wait, no.
So it's just 48 times tile size, right? That's the equivalent.
Oh, yeah. And it feels pretty cool.
And we can snap the animation as well. What do you think?
We can snap the animation as well.
Because I think that was your suggestion, right? Like, so we can get rid of the weird.
Oh yeah,
rotation.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Right, because you should jump into that. Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see, where is dash? If you're dashing, oh, and then orientation is message dot direction. Yeah.
I think we do it when we do it on line 75. I think that's where we do it. You do it at the beginning of the dash.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that totally checks out. Do one of each.
Oh, hey, Dom.
Yeah. Yo.
Should lines 57 through 68 actually sit outside of the for loop in a loop over every tank mover component? This shouldn't process only when we get messages, right? It should process all the time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can do a short dash.
Yeah.
Though I can do a short dash. That's kind of cool. I think you're totally right. Because we want to be. Yeah. We maybe need a little of both, which is that if there's a last dash frame, here we return. If we get out here, then we are. Oh no, this runs on everything. Yep, no, you're totally right. Okay.
Maybe the array of messages needs to turn into a table.
Hey, Zamar. Are you thinking that?
So as we're iterating, as we're iterating over the tank movers, we check to see if there's a message for that tank.
Oh.
And then we can put all the logic in like the same area, because otherwise we have to do these like 2 separate loops.
Okay. Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be a table. We could just do a find. It's not going to be that slow. I think like
a table is not that terrible either though, because we're only going to have one player move message per frame. So like,
yeah,
easy little map. Yeah. Okay.
At least I hope we only have one. There's nothing that actually guarantees that, but
I think we're okay. Can we still do key? Can we do key ID? I don't want that to be.
The one I've found success with is actually making a map, because then it doesn't
Okay.
have all the weird idiosyncrasies of this thing, and the type of it is a map
Of ID to
entity ID to
okay.
client message.
Player move client message. Yeah. Cool.
So, I think that just needs to get imported. Come on.
I want to import it. Yeah.
Oh, lowercase d.
Got me. Cool. Great. So no movement is happening. Yep. That is. Ooh. Movement breaks the game. Even better. That
Messages
makes
dot
sense though.
set.
Yeah, because you totally can't. And this is m dot. Oh, we've got player number.
Oh, we can keep by player number. So the player number is just a number. So rather than any ID. Oh, we've wasted all that time. We gotta go fast.
Oh no. Yeah, we've created a monster.
Yeah.
This makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
That's a pretty big refactor of the tank mover to make this happen, huh?
And then we iterate over the entity manager over the tank movers. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Is this oh, this is an iterable, huh? Can I do 4 tank mover?
Yeah, I think our pattern is 4 const of the tuple ID comma tank mover of, yeah, there we go.
Nice.
It's pretty sweet.
Why did I know that it wasn't as? I don't know. Or in? There's like a separate.
Of is the new one, and you always
do the correct one.
You always do the new one.
Okay, so let's see. So message. Let's see. Message equals messages.get.
We need to get the player. We need to do the reverse of line 57.
Fuck. Yeah. Player numbers are weird though. Oh, player numbers are a component. Yeah, that's handy. Did you do that? Yeah, you totally did. Yeah. I love it.
Did I? I don't remember. We both take responsibility, Dom.
Okay, we both take responsibility.
We are Locutus of Borg.
This is real handy. Get player ID. Oh, get player ID. Someone put a really helpful function here. Let's see. Messages.get and then simstate.entitymanager.get player ID of.
I think this is actually the reverse of what we want. I think what we can do is do simstate.entitymanager.player get of ID.
Oh, just ID.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I think we just have to insist that it's there. I think you want to do an exclamation point at the end of line 53. I kind of wish there was a mode in TypeScript where you could say, if there's an exclamation point, add a throw error if it's null or undefined.
Oh, see, that'd be a really nice. I would love it to compile that.
Yeah.
Well, it kind of does do that, doesn't it?
It doesn't, unfortunately. It's a pure type checker assertion.
Oh.
Question mark does stuff at runtime.
Question mark does stuff at runtime, right? I guess exclamation point is sort of like you might hit your undefined, you might not.
I don't know why they don't do it, honestly, because they were willing to add some code insertion for question mark and exclamation point.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe it's something where you'd have to add another character to do it, but like if it was tilde or you know what I mean, like you could just use a different character. The world wants it. Right. If we had an option class, it would be like the unwrap or get function, which does throw. So.
Okay. Let's see. So we got player numbers. We got this. We got a message. We've moved our tank mover. If it was dashing, move it forward, and then
continue. Is that what we want? We don't want to return out of the whole function.
Oh, right. No longer.
No
Wait, how do
longer no
you?
longer in a for each.
Oh, okay. Oh, continue. Sorry. Yeah, continue is the. I never use this. To my own detriment. And then at this point, we will. Yeah, this is going to be simstate.anymanager.tagmover.update of ID and last dash frame undefined.
Yeah.
Cool.
And we use the tank mover direction there.
We use, oh, right, because we will have, no, we don't use the tank mover. We do use the tank mover direction. I forgot to set that. We should also, should we set this to 0? Well, it'll just get set. It doesn't really matter.
It's the dash direction probably. So
yeah,
maybe if we call it the dash direction, it'll be clear.
I think that makes sense. Dash direction. Sorry. It had some Sonic energy going on.
Exactly. I've been thinking soundtrack for this game. Is that premature? I've been thinking about the soundtrack a bit.
Absolutely not. I'm ready to throw some GarageBand loops together, but I think you are the more accomplished musician. So
it's been a while, man. I think
we would have a lot of fun making music together.
Yeah. I've got some ideas about the type of because it's gonna be some variation of 80s inspired music, right? Like it's just. But rather than full synthwave, I'll send you some. I'll send you a little mood board.
Oh please, I'm excited.
Because the default would be to do something like the Ghost Runner soundtrack, which is fucking dope. Did you ever play that?
Right?
Yeah.
No, should I play it? Okay. Wait, are we friends on Apple Music, by the way? Because I would just follow.
I mean, are we friends in real life? What?
Oh, man.
No, God, I didn't know there was a friends.
Wounding.
I didn't know there was a friends in Apple Music kind of thing. We should be friends. I don't have any friends.
Chef. Well, that's not true.
I don't have any friends in Apple Music.
Okay.
I should finish my sentences.
Yeah, we'll set that up off stream, but I would definitely follow you because I just switched from Spotify and it feels very sparse.
Oh yeah. So what was your motivation for switching? I'm curious.
My spouse uses Apple Music and they put out that $30 a month bundle for everything.
Oh, for Apple TV.
Well, I already had, so we were paying for the 2 terabytes of storage for just $10 a month.
Dean has one-upped us all. He says Bandcamp or bust.
Dean is correct.
Yeah.
The thing I actually love about the thing I love about Apple Music is that I could take my Bandcamp albums and put them somewhere where I can play them from the same app as my non-Bandcamp albums, which has actually been really sick.
I do like the fact that I have my prized, like, exactingly curated MP3 collection from 2005 that is in my Apple Music, and it's right there next to all the streaming stuff.
Yep, and it makes it hard to differentiate, but I do like that I can put my own music in.
Not sure if I care about differentiating, actually. Oh, and I think the killer app of Apple Music is the fact that it has actual albums as a construct. Drives me insane.
It has albums.
Spotify doesn't really have albums. If you go to an artist, you can't like go into their album. You can't organize your favorites in a artist album song hierarchy.
I think that's correct. Yeah, you can get to here, but you can't see.
Yes.
You can get sorted by artist.
When's the last time you used the flat list of albums like this?
Probably never.
I contend that nobody ever uses it. They have the metrics, but you know what? I'm pretty sure that they,
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
Dean says check out Plex Amp. Well, he's full of the he's full of the secret techniques here.
Dean is a man of exceptional taste. So, oh, hello.
Oh my God. This is great. You know what I actually thought would be a cool product to make?
Yeah.
Is a portable music player in the year 2020 or 2021, like an old school like USB portable music player, but like make it out of like wood, like a really cool like, but with like a great tiny little crisp OLED. Like, do you know the Teenage Engineering OP1, that little synthesizer? It's like this horribly overpriced probably unplayable thing that people like will bust out in
Oh,
concert if they're trying to be cool. But look at the graphics on the
that's cool
screen.
though. I like
Imagine
that.
having like a
Yeah.
tiny little graphic like that on
Hmm.
a wooden MP3 player, right? Um,
I feel like what you want is you want an iPod Hi-Fi that looks cool.
just I don't think I know what an iPod Hi-Fi is.
Apple made a speaker once, and
Oh
it
my
was a
god, no!
it
I
was a
want a portable. I want a portable MP3 music player that's made out of
yeah,
wood.
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
You had to put an iPod in it, but
Oh, okay. Yes.
right. Yeah, it was a speaker that only played via an iPod dock. It was very dumb,
Gosh. Oh, I
and
don't know.
also
There
like
was a lot of
$300.
third party. I remember like everybody had a little iPod speaker like that, right?
Hotel rooms still do.
Oh gosh, yes. They must be angry about that.
I bet so. Okay, let's see. Wait, I'm gonna do the thing. I just need to copy paste the last bit of code.
Okay, this
If
all happened.
if there's a message, do that, and then do this. And I think that's it.
And then the return on line 79 should be a continue. But other than
Oop,
that,
yep. Yeah.
uh, yes.
Mhm.
All right, this is looking good.
One more. It is looking good. Oops, did I close too
Where
many?
do we get the message, by the way?
Mm.
If message.
Where do we get the message from? So you've got this.
Oh, I see. Yes, of course.
Yeah, get by the player number.
Okay, cool. I'm surprised line 74 is not giving you an error. Um, should be if message not equals undefined. It might be because we have a different error somewhere. Can you go to problem?
This is yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what's going on
Okay,
with my
yes.
syntax real quick.
Oh, I think we just have some extra stuff at the end
Maybe
there. Yeah.
this, but then oh, is that it? Never mind. It sorted itself out. This is not an error because it's just a null check or truthy check.
Yeah, but the linter should be complaining about that. I turned those off because
Oh,
I wanted to
sorry.
have like explicit.
Oh yeah,
That's
that's
weird. I don't know.
well. I will appease the linter in our brains. Sweet. Cool.
Does it work?
Uh,
Can we go
oh,
fast?
sorry, I forgot the most important part. As long as you want to dash up.
Oh yeah.
I forgot.
Yes.
We forgot this part. Yeah. Gotta cache that direction. This worked out really well for caching the direction too, because of course we have to do it without
Why is it
keeping track of
complaining?
whether there's a message or not. I don't know. Oh, because it's called dash direction.
Nice. I like it.
Because
But the type
somebody
checker
just renamed it.
how do people not have how do people write programs without the type checker?
Gotta go fast.
And there's no partial dash anymore, right? It's just all if you're just sitting there and you hit spacebar.
If I hit spacebar, nothing happens, but I think that's because we don't send a message. Because if there's no direction.
Oh, okay. You know what? I
I,
what feels good to you?
I got a thought.
Okay.
If direction is undefined and dash direction equals, that's tough.
Yeah, this is a little tricky. I think we need to figure out we need a physics direction that is independent of the dash direction. And we can do it, but let's do it off stream, I think. Because
Okay,
I think what we want is a dash.
Yeah.
We want a dash that will just dash in the direction that you are physically pointing, right? That is independent of the physical. That is
a dash that
is independent of the visual rotation.
Yeah, I feel like
if you had last gone right,
well,
and then you hit the dash button, you should dash right.
Correct. Like I should be able to hit space again and dash, and like I just dashed up, so I should be able to, like, space should keep dashing me up. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's cool though. This feels good. The other thing I
As
wanted
long as
to
it feels good.
add was it feels pretty good. The only thing I want is that I can dash too much, which is why I wanted this like dash limit.
You want a stamina bar.
Dash detail.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I want a stamina bar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
So I think actually
You want to be able to ignore dash messages.
Where do we clear out? Yeah. That's a good point. So I think actually I'm only going to clear this out.
I see.
We're only going to set it to undefined if it's 30 frames.
Mm-hmm.
And this check is doing that. Yeah. Oh, wow. We're faster than our bullets. Can I shoot myself? Wait, hang on.
I think you can shoot yourself. I don't think your bullet cares, right?
I think yeah. Well, I feel like I would have been dead by now.
No. How does it?
I think I can. Yeah, the bullet goes through me.
How does it know?
I don't know.
Do the bullets have an origin?
I think there was no point where I think we keep track of who shot them, because at some point when we were driving in the same direction, we were shooting ourselves on frame 1.
Oh, that makes sense.
That's some ancient history, but I think we did that.
That makes sense. I would like your own bullets to be able to kill you eventually.
Yeah.
They should be nihilists.
Yeah.
They believe in nothing.
Nihilistic bullet hell. Yeah. Actually, we believe in nothing, Lebowski. Okay, so this didn't work. That's too bad. Oh, that's because this should be greater than or equal to. Come back. I know you're reloading. You can do it. It just reloads too fast. Glance away. Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. Yep. I like it. That might be too slow, but it's not like instant dash all over the place.
I see.
We did it.
That's awesome.
This can be a stamina bar now. We can figure out how to animate that. Yeah.
Yeah, I always felt like the gap between the Hades dashes
awesome.
was it's great. Oh, can we set the can we turn the tank? Is the tank turning when we dash? Can we do like an instantaneous turn?
Yeah, it's doing that.
It's doing that. Okay, I can't really tell. There's a little bit of lag.
It's doing it. It's doing it at the end, and that's weird. Where do we set? We update. We set that here when we dash. Is that wrong?
Why is line 81? Oh, no, this is right.
This is what's supposed to do it. Yeah.
That seems correct to me. Oh, you know what it is? We're not setting the modifiers correctly. Like, you see the line 99. That also needs to happen on that frame.
The modifiers. Yeah. Okay. Great. I kind of want to make this a little helper function.
Why do we? So now I'm confused. What does the orientation on the transform even do? If we have to set the modifier manually like this,
great question.
Like, what is the orientation on the transform object doing at all if it's not our physics orientation and it's not our visual orientation?
I mean,
do we use it at all?
I mean, it is our visual orientation, but we have to copy it to another object.
Oh, you know what? Because I think I remember several streams ago, we decoupled the transform orientation from the renderer, which is why we had to add line 99 to 100. Yeah. I think we might want to re-examine that question. It may be correct, but I don't remember what the exact rationale was.
Totally.
Because currently it feels a little bit like
there's a little something, yeah.
Too many orientations. Because we have 3 currently. We have the physics one, which is on the tank mover. We have one on the transform whose value is still a little bit questionable, and then we have one on the modifier itself, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
For
I
now,
guess
though,
we
you could
could,
just copy it over, and then we'll just be, yeah.
let me try something out real quick.
Okay.
Because I don't want to copy it out. I was thinking.
Okay. Yeah, we get rid of the continue.
Yeah. Orientation equals message dot direction. Orientation. And this gets handled in there, and then this is just always running. That's chill, right? I think that should. Oh yeah. It's so much better. Okay. Yep. Yeah, I think you were seeing that like the rotation was snapping after the dash, which looked really weird.
I saw the tank dashing backwards. I think that's what I
saw. Yeah. Not anymore, baby.
Yeah.
Hey, it's pretty cool.
It's pretty neat. I wish that the tank is too fast for zoom now. It's a little jittery. Yeah.
Well, that's a problem.
What is it from?
I said that's a problem.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess.
Are we really doing something that's like beyond the pale for computing? Like, can we not have Zoom and Twitch at the same time and have 60 frames a second?
You're on a PC, right?
I want a PC. I have a fancy graphics card that like transcodes the stream.
But my video is not coming to you fast enough, so that's interesting.
Oh, you know what I forgot to do before the stream? I forgot to set our FPS and our resolution to higher quality. I remember it was a problem whenever every time I was hosting the stream that like the quality wasn't coming through. Well,
so like this says I'm sending you 24 FPS, so
okay.
Zoom.
Well, you should send me 60.
Screen. I'd love to.
Do it, Don. We gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast.
Yeah.
I wonder. Yeah. If we get the setup going with loopback and audio hijack, we could certainly try tuple again.
Oh, interesting.
Pure Mac. Yeah.
Yeah, we could try it.
We could try it. I'm not convinced, but
I had a hard time with it when we attempted it last time, but if we gave it another hour or two, I bet we could figure it out.
Yeah, I got the audio working today. I was fooling around with it, but the OBS is just going to be a huge pain in the ass.
OBS plus Zoom on the Mac does not work as well as it does on Windows.
Yep.
Isn't this a fascinating conversation that we're having, everybody? It's just amazing.
People
love it. They really want to know. They want Jeff and Dom to make a stream.
Jeff, that is what this is, isn't it? But also, we've hit time, so
yeah,
might as well just put this in the Git.
All right, gotta go fast.
I was gonna say that's an easy one.
Waiting for your editor to close the file. What is this?
Gotta go fast.
Oh, you do.
Check this out.
Oh my god, what is this? Did you make VS Code your editor? Like, what is that?
Yeah, of course I did. It's great.
That's cool.
Yeah, because editing in Vim or Pico sucks. It's really nice to just have it like show up here.
Yeah, I had a crazy moment. You know what? The story's not interesting. I'm gonna cut that one off at nip that in the bud. That's the expression that I was looking for.
Well, yeah. Shall we sign off the streams?
Yeah. Well, quickly, Dean asked, how many lines did you change?
How many lines did I change?
How heavy was the commit?
162 plus, 150 minus. So nice even balance.
That's pretty good. Granted, we padded our stats a little bit because we started deleting some like long dormant code, but
yeah, most of those deletions are bullshit.
You know what? No, we should take it where we can get them.
I take the win. Yeah.
Yeah. 12 new lines. We went fast. The tank goes fast now.
Fast.
There is a painting. There is like a classic painting that looks like this guy. I want to say it's Hieronymus Bosch, but I think it's more modern than that.
Sonic.
I mean, if you go to the if you go to the Hieronymus Bosch with the guy with the where they're going to hell, I think it's the third one over, or Judgment Day or whatever the one that one's called. There's some giant head looking dudes.
Okay, yeah. Oh, this guy.
Yeah,
Is who you're thinking?
I might be thinking of that guy.
That's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got
I
here.
feel like there's another painting I'm thinking of. I think it's more modern.
Okay.
But
I mean, yeah, this guy wants to eat. He doesn't want to go fast.
yeah.
Hmm.
This
Eh,
is
we'll
this is a
find it
cheery.
here.
Yeah, it's cheery. It's cheery.
Man, these paintings are
Scenery.
so fucked up every time I look at them.
Yeah. I'm I think this person had some issues. I'm gonna say. I don't know if he is
Absolutely.
completely mentally stable. But that is brilliant art.
Here's the fine art version. Just bringing it home. I really love that someone went and did that.
You know what it looks like?
Truly horrifying.
There was like a realistic Mario painting that I saw of a guy who like rendered Mario, but like when he was jumping on a Goomba, like the Goomba's brains were kind of bursting out the side of the Goomba. And
Oh yeah.
you remember this painting, right?
Uh-huh. I do.
Um,
There's frankly far too many of these. There's one.
yeah, that's not the one that I'm thinking of though.
Nope.
There's a classic one. You know the one that I speak, right?
I do. I'm surprised it hasn't shown up yet. Shocking number of renditions of this. Really too many, frankly.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
close.
Hmm.
That's close. That actually
It's closer, but it's not the one either. No, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but I think that guy looks like
realistic Sonic is where it's at.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
This guy's about to get squashed. He's the Goomba.
Okay, yeah, he's the Goomba. I think the motion lines are kind of what it's like the cherry on top of this. Right? I'd like this one better. The crayon, I don't know. This one altogether has the right effect to me. I also like the ground. It looks like he's actually not going fast at all.
He went fast. Now he's done.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well,
Good times.
happy Thursday.
I will stop the
good.
stream.
Yeah.
I'll stop it immediately.